We are live. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, South Florida. Good morning, good morning, good morning, world. Hello, Florida. This is Robert Henderson Jr. live in the beautiful studios of the Henderson Financial Group, located here in Miami Lakes, Florida. I'm Robert Henderson. I'm the chief CEO. I'm the CEO of the Henderson Financial Planning Group. I'm also the CEO of the Henderson Insurance and also president and founder of Henderson Realty. I've been in business for more than 30 years. We have a full financial services company here in Miami Lakes, Florida, but we service clients not only just in Florida, but all over the country. And we love what we do. Right now, I am riding out solo today, but James T should be joining me before the program is over because he is in Orlando at Walt Disney World. Every year they have this Dreamers program that goes on, and he's really big into the younger generation, next generation, and he really is a community. He really is a person that really cares, not just about himself, about his family, about his community, and about other people. So that's why I love James T. So hopefully he's going to try to join us before we're out of the before we end the program today at 10 o'clock. Again, those of you who just listened to me for the first time, I'm Robert Henderson Jr. I'm a certified financial planner. I'm a certified tax coach. And I'm president and founder of Henderson Financial Group. We love what we do. I'm really big on financial education. I'm not big on get rich quick things because if I've never found that to be. I've been in the business for more than 30 years and I've never found anything that's legitimate about get rich quick. I see get poor quick, risk you losing your money quick. A lot of scams, a lot of fly by nights, but that's what I have found throughout my whole career. Um, there's a lot of talk about financial literacy, but just like education itself, in America, first of all, I don't want to appear like I'm down in America. I wouldn't want to be in any other country but America because um, America has been good for me, and I have been able to move and expand and grow in America. Probably wouldn't have had that chance in other countries because it's you just don't get the same opportunities. So let me just say that. But America also is a country that basically, when it comes to education, the institution uh, teaches kids and teaches you what to think, but not how to think. And thinking is very powerful thing that you need. Most people don't think. Most people just regurgitate what they hear. They just chant, you know, and they just follow it. Most people just go off tradition, culture, but that's not really thinking. Thinking is one of the hardest things to do, and independent thinking is really hard. Like I say, most people just go with the status quo. This was in style. This is what they're saying, and that's not really thinking. I am all about thinking. I have this one life, and when I was a child, I act like a child. But then when I got a certain age, I said, well, I want to be real with myself, and I don't want to be in poverty. Let me find out what how money works. Let me find out what I need to do, and in doing that and discovering that, two things that I knew that I had to have because I looked around and seen people that was rich and wealthy, more wealthy people, and I noticed that what they all had in common, and what they all had in common was something that we all have the right and we have the opportunity to have in common too, and that is self-discipline. You got to have self-discipline, and you got to have a commitment. You can't do anything. You can't have a long, good marriage. You can't have a career. You can't learn really anything unless you commit yourself and have discipline to stay with it. I don't care if you want to be a cook, a chef, a barber, anybody who that is good at whatever they're doing. I'll show you someone who has a commitment and who has discipline, because you have to be able to do things repetitiously over and over and over and over. And when you guys hear me talking, I want you to relate it to yourselves, and think about what I'm saying. And when you look back, because we should be looking back and reflecting on our lives. And how do we get to where we are? That's called introspection. You have to look back to reflect to say where you are, because you have to see how you've overcome obstacles. And every one of us have overcome obstacles. And let me tell you something. People who don't have money, they think money is everything. Money is right up there next to air, but it's something more than money. Money just helps you to be able to give you more options and to help people, your family. Because with my money, I use a lot of my money to help people, my family, my community, support organizations. I, I don't need money to buy another shirt or another car, another clothes. I don't need it for that. I like it to be able to. I use it like a weapon. Because if you don't have it, man, the system that we live in will discriminate against you. Not only just the color of your skin, but they'll discriminate against you if you poor, broke, and busted. So, and I say this all the time. People that are of color, man, we don't have no time to do all this partying. We're supposed to be like really trying to get our net worth up. That's what our goal should be. Focused. We ain't got time to be getting drunk and high, and all that silly stuff, because life goes by so fast, and you want to be able to leave your mark and say, what have you done for your family, the next community? I mean, for your loved ones. You want to be able to say that. You want to feel good about that. That's where you get the peace from. That's really what it's about. You can't really get true peace from things and stuff. Because why? Because things and stuff and clothes and material things, they change every year. They keep moving. They don't stay like that. Nothing stays the same. And that's one of my favorite songs. Matter of fact, as I write every day in this book that I got to finish this year, I quote George Benson, his song, "Nothing stays the same. Everything must change." And when you think about that and you zero in on that and marinate on that, that's some good stuff to understand. Don't just let it come one ear and go out the other. I mean, really think about this. Everything must change. Everything will change. Everybody and everything will change. Me and my wife Natalie, May will be 37 years. I was talking to her about this last night. We was in the bathroom. I just finished taking a shower. We was talking. We was sitting on the bench, and I was telling her how my mom passed. In August 27th, 2023. And how did I get past that? First, I spent a lot of time with my mother. I spent a whole lot of time with my mother doing the puzzles. I took my mother, I bought her cars. I took her all over the world. And I was doing that. Not just recently. I've been doing it for over 20 years, because I know that, she meant so much to me, and I didn't want to be falling and crying and feeling bad. I want to feel that I really did her right since she did me right. And because everything changes, the young become the old, like the son said, mysteries do unfold over time. Things come out, man. I mean, you think you can hide something? Nah, it's gonna come out. Somebody gonna tell on you. Ain't nobody gonna keep your secret. Just put it like that. Nobody gonna keep your secret. And then you start learning and you growing. So the best thing you could do is really have some good morals and values and decency about yourself, because when it's all said and done, that's all you have is your consciousness, and you want to be able to give and share and love and help, and that's the best feeling of the world in this world. That's what I think. Okay, so listen. Hopefully James T will join us, but I see everybody's coming in there. I see Nails in there, P Parnell. I'll see you later on, right? Parnell, Tracy Tompkin. Tracy, I was talking with Arnold. We're gonna get your stuff together. We almost finished up the case. Then we're gonna come work with you. Curtis, how you doing, my brother? Curtis Kegler. Then we got the Witherspoons here. Joanne, Joseph Witherspoon. We got Miss Dupree. Miss Dupree, I'm gonna tell you something. My daughter Jasmine, and I can say that for Curtis too, man. Having that class with you guys, Craft Academy, Mr. Dozier, that thing changed lives. And it really, I know it has had a profound effect on Curtis Kegler and also on my daughter, Jasmine. I mean, 2 years ago, you wouldn't even think what they're doing now. And, we started talking about that on this show, about construction and building and creating. And, I talked about this in the show, and I know Curtis and Jasmine, Antonio, the Morrisons, they really, really take advantage of what I talked about on the show. I mean, because anytime you have some people that don't know anything about construction and building, and they start learning it, and those the Academy, Craft Academy, with Miss Dupree, when you get a chance, put the information, post it so people can can see and know the school that my daughter Jasmine, Curtis Kegler, and other people have went to, and how it has changed their lives, and they have really, really grown. You guys have a fantastic program. I make sure that I donate to y'all cause every year. I just told Mrs. Doze I'm going to up my contribution this year because I'm just so proud of you guys. You know, yes, Urban Construction Craft Academy. I'm talking about, you don't have to know anything about how to build a house or construction, or you don't have to know anything. You go in there from scratch. They will teach you, man, woman, black, white, child. And it's good to know when you start learning something, and it's not too late. You start learning something, because let me tell you something, in our community, especially all over the country, black community, especially black community, other people come in our community and take advantage and get rich. They come in our community, and they'll see a blighted house, or they'll see just a empty lot, and they'll come in there and they'll buy that lot from mama or daddy, or big mama, and they will build, and they will move there, or they will build and they will sell it and make big profits. And we need to know more about doing that in our own community. You know, I mean, people of color, we make billions of dollars, trillions of dollars every year in the country, and they still look at us as having the lowest net worth. We are natural builders. And when I look back, when I was, 18, 19, I started studying stocks. I got a stockbroker's license, and then I mutual funds, and then I got into a real estate license, and I got an insurance license. I was really just trying to understand how money works, and then I became a certified financial planner, and then I had to learn about taxes, and then I became a certified tax coach. And then I look back and I said, wow, as real estate values was going up, I said, man, I don't know why I didn't get a contractor's license or learn about building duplexes and houses wholesale, and then sell them retail and keep some. And then I said, I don't know. I said, I guess the good Lord somehow didn't take me that way, but it's not too late. Since I learned about it, then I started telling everybody in my office. I got on the show and started telling you guys need to learn about that, because that's unlimited income. That's unlimited profits. There's no end to how much money you can make, and you can't get fired, because you really, really know, especially when you know what you're doing. And it's something to pass down from generation to generations. And when you look around, a lot of these buildings in the municipalities, I don't care where you are, what city, what state, you see a lot of these buildings going up. You're thinking that those are rich people building those buildings. No, they're using government funding, special low-income housing funding. And there's a lot of people that don't look like me or you. They have gotten really rich of building low-income housing because they get credit. Most of them don't use none of their money, because they get all kind of CRA grants. If you want to build housing, there's a lot of opportunity organizations, government organizations, that will help give you the money. You just have to know how. You have to actually commit to it. That's why I say you can't really do anything worthwhile in life. I mean, nothing, until you master. Well, I shouldn't say master, until you focus, and try to, go toward mastery, discipline, and commitment. And I don't care what you study. I don't care if you're in the band. I don't care if you're an athlete. I don't care if you're in a relationship. Commitment. When you say you're going to do it, do it. Stick it out, rain or shine. And discipline. I ran a half a marathon. I still don't like running. I don't like exercising, but I do it not just because I like to do it, because I don't like to do it, but I do it because of the benefits, and I see the results. So a lot of people just want to do what they feel like doing because they want to be happy at it. No, it's a lot of things. You as you mature and grow, you do things because you have to do it if you want to get what you want. And that's it. So you really have to zero in and being able to make yourself do things that you don't feel like doing it. That's really important. When you can do that, when you start mastering yourself. It's pretty hard to say you want to be the boss and master everybody else, but you can't master yourself. You the boss. You can't stop yourself from eating the cookies. They just told you that you have high cholesterol and you still eating bad. You went to the doctor and they said high blood pressure. You won't try to work on that, take your medication, or try to come with some alternatives. Come on. I mean, really, really, really. Okay, so today I want to talk about really financial literacy. I want to, and talking about financial literacy, we're going to be thinking today. I'm not just going to be saying words, cliches. We're going to be thinking today. Today is Thinking Saturday, financial literacy. I think I'm going to stay on this subject for several weeks because, like I say, in America, they don't focus on education. Is not focused on teaching you how to think. It's telling you what to think. So when I talk about financial literacy, I want you guys to look at it like a child. Come as a child and look at it and be innocent. Don't be prejudiced. It's like I had a lady and her husband for the first time yesterday. They called and someone referred them. And when she heard the word insurance, she just didn't want to hear it. And really, they don't even have any insurance. She didn't want to hear insurance. And they got 2 kids, husband and wife. She didn't want to hear it. So I said insurance. She didn't want to hear it. She started talking about investing in the stock market with no type of protection. It's, that's program, and you don't really know. Oh, you got to get off this get rich quick thing. That's a sucker's game. Somebody called me. 2 people called me a week ago asking about Donald Trump's social media IPO. Or his not IPO, but his Truth Media stock. And they said, Rob, how do I get into this? I said, I ain't telling you nothing about that because that's nothing but hype. And then another guy texted me. Another guy emailed me. They wanted to know about that. I said, listen, if you look at the financials and go behind the curtain, it's all hype. The stock went all the way up. And I said, okay, I'm not touching it. And I ain't telling y'all to touch it. Y'all can do what y'all want to do. But I ain't doing it. A week later, the stock all the way back down. It's just, so many people and grown people just run to whatever hype it is. Let me tell you, when you hear a whole lot of people doing something, run. When you hear a whole lot of people doing something, run. Just think about it. Why do I say that? This is financial literacy. Why do I say that? Here's the data. Here's the statistical data I want you to think about. Out of 100% of people, 95% are struggling, broke, barely making it, need government assistance, a paycheck away from just being disastrous. 95% of people. Think about that. 95% of people do what the other 95% people do. They listen to them, they go with it. They say, if they say, oh, we're wearing tattoos right here, people start putting tattoos right here. This is what we wearing. This is what we doing now. I'm telling you. We buying this watch. We buying that. 95. Even the Holy Bibles, the scriptures always tell you go where the road is less traveled. You don't want to go. Everybody done been there. That's like going to an all-you-could-eat buffet. If you go to an all-you-to-eat buffet and it's so packed in there, you think they just putting out fresh food? You think it's going to be clean? No, it's going to be like a madhouse in there. I mean, I remember the first time I went to Golden Corral. I was up in Ohio. Had never even seen it, heard of it. And I went there. It just came out. It was in Ohio. I said, oh my God, boy, they bring this down to Miami, South Florida. This thing gonna be a hit. Fast Track, 3 years later, they open up one. Pembroke Pines. It's closed now. They open up one. I went over there, man. That place was a madhouse. Next thing I know, I seen ice cream on the floor, the carpet dirty, the bathroom dirty. They can't keep up. You know what I mean? It's just, and went out of business. When you see a whole lot of people doing the same thing, go the other way. That's not it. So to get back to the 95% of people do the same thing. That's why traffic is so bad, because 95% of people come out of work, come out to go home at 5 o'clock, and they all do the same thing. Matter of fact, this is what they do now. This is how you see people drive, old and young. I can't stand it. That's why I make sure I don't go home at 5 o'clock. I go home 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. Yes. That's when I go home. I cannot stand to be with the 95% of thinkers. It doesn't make sense. In the morning time, same thing. 7:30, 8 o'clock, just clog up the road. No accident. 95% of the people. You know that they got some data that the owners and executives, they don't go to work like that. They either go 5 a.m. in the morning, or they go on 10 or 11 o'clock when that traffic and that rat race is gone. And the same thing about leaving. Because when you look at, you keep doing the same thing, everybody else, there's no value. There is no value. It isn't. Okay. Financial literacy. Somebody called me, a guy texted me this morning. It was like, he texted me, I think it was like 7 a.m. He said, Henderson, what do you think about putting money in pre-IPOs? I mean, investing in a startup company before it becomes public. IPO mean initial public offering, before they let everybody else know you can get in before on the ground floor. You know what I mean? And they're getting ready to. And this company, they came up with a concept saying that what they were going to do is have robots working in fast food restaurants and replacing employees. And they feel that the McDonald's and, you know, all the Burger King and all these fast food restaurants will get rid of the employees, so now they can keep more money, and they would have these robots serving the fries and all this kind of stuff, you know, cooking and all that, right? It was just an idea. So now they put out saying they want people to invest. And this guy said, hey, don't you think that's a good idea? I said, listen, let me tell you something. It's just an idea. It's no better than if I right now announce to the world, Robert Henderson, I'm getting ready to come up with a company that if you put on these boots, you could fly in the air and avoid traffic. And if you want to get in on the ground floor, it costs $1,000 to buy the shares. I'm gonna tell you something. If I announced that, I'd have 100 million people come. People just thought, first they'll say, oh, that's a good idea. Flying boots that you can put on. Now, you can't say it's a fraud, because it's an idea. I can go into research and development forever. But the idea that if I say, here is an idea, we're going to have flying boots where you can hover up and avoid traffic, and you can get it on the ground floor, because when we get ready to put it on the stock market, it's going to blow up. People will beat a path giving their money. They want 1,000, no, 2,000. Somebody put in 10,000. Somebody said, no, I want to put in 100,000. Yes, that's how scams. That's how people trying to get rich quick. Financial literacy. Let me tell you, financial literacy is understanding, getting the facts, getting the data. I'm not saying just be afraid, but think about it. Flying boots. This guy, he asked me, should he invest in robots? Now, okay, listen, I know AI is here and it's going to advance even more, but you can't go too early. If you get too early, you're trying to get up there and be first. That's a risk. You want to test the waters first. It's like somebody who cannot swim and they go and jump in the ocean. No, at least you should start in a little pool or something, 2 feet. Put your feet in there. Why would you go and jump in the ocean? Why would you go and do something big? That's a big risk. You have to limit your risk. And plus, you need to know yourself. You need to know what you can handle and what you can afford to lose. And a lot of people who can't afford to lose anything spend a lot of money. When you look, let me tell you something. If you go into casinos, especially in these little towns, Mississippi, you see a lot of poor people smoking cigarettes, drinking, and playing the slot machine. Poor. You don't see what wealthy people doing no crap like that, because they know, they understand. You got what you put in is what you get put out. We're all like farmers. You got to plant and you got to harvest, and then it grows. You don't get rich quick. You gotta something be wrong if you think that you can just bam. That's why I can't understand when I go to 7-Eleven or something, go in there to get some gas, and all of the line so long to my scratch off. And these older people. I really don't see a lot of young people in there scratching off. But I see some men in there, women in there with a whole stack of cards. What? That tells me you still don't understand the principles of universal law, of reaping and sowing, of building wealth. You think about it, just to build something. You can't just take a nail and put it on a piece of wood and go pop. No, you got to hit it you got to keep hitting it. You got to nail it in. That's repetitions. That means all that hitting it is repetition. It means commitment, because you ain't hitting over here. You're hitting right there. That's commitment and that's focus. That's the game of life. In everything that you do, a marriage, a relationship, a job, everybody who's really good at what they do. I don't care if they're a music person. I don't care what they do. They good. They focused. They committed. Beyonce. Me and my daughter Jasmine was talking about Beyonce. She's just a Beyonce fan. I mean, let me tell you what I like about Beyonce. Not so much, her outfits and whatever. I mean, I think billionaire. Shoot. Let me tell you something. If I would started all that, if I did all that and started off, and all of a sudden I made all this money and all the songs. As soon as I got $1 billion, I'd have probably put on a big old T-shirt. I ain't showing y'all my body no more. I done got the money, and I'll be doing all kind of stuff. But that's up. But anyway, well, let me tell you what I really like about Beyonce. What I really like about her is the commitment and the discipline. That's incredible. To get on that stage and do all that and go from city to city and do all that. That's what I admire. And it's not just Beyonce. It's anybody who's good at their craft. I don't care if they're a carpenter. And that's what all of us supposed to have. What are you good at? Pick something. Be a beekeeper. Be a painter. But you got it for yourself. You got to feel like, man, I know I'm a good cook. You got to. Some people just want to go and work for the man and get paid and go home. No, what about you? You got to be good at something, because it's going to make you feel better as time go on. Okay. I started talking about pre-IPO. So don't invest in stuff like that. Financial literacy. I wrote a couple things down because y'all know that I can just go off. In financial literacy, everything centers around this. These are formulas. I don't care if they're talking about real estate. I don't care if they're talking about insurance. I don't care if they're talking about stocks. You oil, gas, cryptocurrency, whatever financial product, not only financial product, but just life itself. You have to face two components. Everything is either going to be based on now or later. I want y'all to think about what I just said. Everything. Do you want it now, or are you doing this for later? Everything. Are you doing it now, or are you doing it for later? I want y'all to just think about that. And then I want you to look at different subjects and different whatever. It's now or it's later. Okay, let's go to real estate. Real estate, you could buy it now, but you don't expect the rewards now. That's a later thing. That is a later thing. Too many grown folks in financial, they want it now. They want to get rich quick. No, you going wrong. That's against financial universal principles. You do it now for later. Even if you get a girl and you want to have a baby, you got to do it now, but the baby ain't coming out until later. Baby, you won't do it the day and the night that the baby out. No, I'm telling you, it's everything. You buy real estate. Ah, man, I bought real estate. I want to sell it next month. Okay, you can do that, but you could do that, but you're not reaping the real benefits. In fact, if you buy some real estate today, fix it up and sell it tomorrow, according to the U.S. tax code, you pay the highest tax. All of it's taxable. If you buy it now, fix it up, and sell it after 12 months, you only got to pay 15% profits on the profits. That's a big difference. That is a big difference. 15, 20% versus all of it. So if you buy something costs $300,000 and you sell it in 6 months or less than a year, if you buy something for $300,000 and you sell it for $500,000 and it ain't been 12 months, that's still considered now. And an investment short term is less than 12 months. So the U.S. tax code said any fool that want to get something quick, we're going to punish you. We're going to get that money from you. So if you buy real estate today, $300,000, fix it up and sell it in 3 months for $500,000, you make $200,000 profit. Let me tell you something. Those people that talk about that, how they buy and sell, they got a tax problem. Yes, I'm telling you, they ain't telling you that, but they are. They ain't telling you that because when you do that, $200,000 is taxable, and now you're in the highest bracket because you just made $200,000 for that, just that one deal. Not if they plan on doing even more. You just made more. So the tax law goes against you. They're gonna tax all your money. Now, if you did the same thing, back up, you bought $300,000 piece of property, you fixed it up, you waited 12 months, then you sold it. Now, 15% of it, max 20% is taxable. That's on the capital gain. Yes. So what, you want to pay tax on $200,000, or you want to say, okay, listen, I'm only going to have to pay $30,000 in taxes. That's it. And you keep the $170,000. That's after 12 months. Everything, I want y'all to think about what I'm saying, because this is financial literacy. It's either you do it now for later. If somebody trying to tell you do it now, get now, run. That's the fool in his money should surely part. Anything, cryptocurrency. If y'all into cryptocurrency, do it now. You gotta wait for later. A good marriage, good relationship. Now, you don't really know the person. You got to get, first of all, in a relationship, you got to get past that 7-year itch. That's real. For 7 years, you about tired of, you done did it. You tired of looking at the person, they done gained weight, lost weight, whatever. 7 years, you still out. Most times, 7 years, they gone. I don't like you no more. I used to, but you get past 7 years. And then after that 7 years, you're okay. You get past a certain time, you got to go through that menopause. And boy, if you get past menopause, you're a bad person. Because that ain't no joke. That's really tests you. Commitment. Discipline. Financial literacy. You want it now or later. Life insurance. Life insurance, yeah, you get it. Hopefully they don't die tomorrow. Hopefully you don't die tomorrow. But it's a later thing. But it's later. But let me tell you something. When people die and they come to me and say, Mr. Henderson, you got my father a $500,000 life insurance policy. Do you know they just paid us, Mr. Henderson, and we don't got no taxes? Mr. Henderson, we can kiss your feet. Thank you so much, Mr. Henderson. Y'all don't understand. Let me tell you something. Everybody gonna die. Yes. And if you live a good life, you're okay with it because you tired. I mean, you done stuff. You know what I mean? My mother was 85 years old. We had a she kept telling me, Robert, you ready? I said, ready for what, Mom? I said, you ready to die? I said, I ain't ready yet. She said, you better get ready because the time is near. All the stuff happening. I said, I believe it, but I got a little bit more stuff to do. Life insurance. Buy it now for later. But good thing about life insurance, the life insurance that we do, and what I like, is I buy it now and I put more money in it. I don't have to wait till I die and I use the money that I put in it for investments. So that's different things. You have to call the office and we'll tell you about that more. Okay. Somebody called me and they said, Mr. Henderson, he says that he has a CD, financial literacy now. Think about this. And I want to make sure that y'all understand this. This guy said his bank is advertising 6% CD, certificate of deposit. I mean, you can't lose a dime. The bank's going to hold your money for 6 months. And it said 6%. Just looking at that and hearing that, It sounds like if this guy put $100,000 in this bank and let them keep it in a CD for 6 months, they're gonna pay him $6,000. Because say 6%, and 6% of 100,000 is 6,000. And the big thing, the big sign said 6% CDs for 6 months. That is so unfinancial literate. That is so bad. That's so misleading. Listen to me. Anytime, anybody, anywhere, state what the interest rate they're going to pay you, it's always annualized. It's always for the year. It's not for the 6 months, 3 months, 4 months. They'll say that. Here you go. Here's a slick move. This is financial literacy. I want y'all to understand this. This is slick on the banker's part. You walk into the bank and they say $20,000 and it's a 6% CD for 6 months. And you say, oh man, look what I found. I'm going to give these people $20,000 to hold where I cannot lose for 6 months. And they're going to give me 6%. So 6% on 20,000 is $1,200. So I'm going to give them 20,000, and in 6 months, they're going to give me 6%, which means they're going to give me an extra $1,200 on top of my 20,000. So now I'm going to have 21,200. And then you get in your bright mind, woo, that's just 6 months. Ha! What if after the 6 months go by, that they give me 6%, I roll it over to get another 6 months? Whoa, I'm doing it, ain't I? So really, I'm smart because it's 6 months CD, 6%. And if I roll it over, I'm gonna get another 6%. So really, in 1 year, I'm getting 12%. Everybody else, nobody else know about this, only me. Because they say 6 months CD. No. They fooled you. When they say 6 months, I don't care. Listen, if they said, here is a 3 month CD and it's paying 6%, you think you're going to get 6% every 3 months? And then you're going to roll over another 3%? And you're going to roll over another 3 months and get another 6%? That's 12%. And you're going to roll over another 3% and get another 6%? And you're going to roll over another 3 months and get another 6%? That's 24% in 1 year. So you think, no. Yes. Millions of people thinking this. They are. Because they put up their 5 month CD, 6%. Oh, and y'all just falling for it. Now, they ought to be shamed. But they not. They're not shamed. They not no shamer than they have a whole aisle. A whole in the grocery store, a whole aisle dedicated to potato chips. Kill your cholesterol, sodium, kill you dead. And they got them in all kind of. They got piece of potato chips. I'm saying it because I'm mad because I like potato chips, and I can't eat them no more because, oh Lord Jesus, that just kill you. And they just got them all on both. Like you go in the Publix and Winn-Dixie, they got a. I ain't never seen since I've been growing up since I was a kid. 65 years old. They got more potato chips than I ever seen in my life in the grocery store. Now they got banana chips. They got peach potato chips. They got every kind of potato chip crunch. They got them all. They got me with that no sodium, no salt potato chip. Oh Lord, man. Oh God. And they know there's no nutritional value in none of it. All of it will kill you. I know some of y'all saying you're gonna die anyway. But I just said we are gonna die. But the quality of life is something, man. You don't want to be old and miserable and hurting and pain, man. We gonna get old and die. At least be. I was watching William Shatner, Star Trek, man, 90 years old. He still can walk. You still want to be able to. You don't want to be hurting and be old. That's the worst thing, to be hurt and can't move and old. Pain everywhere and all that. You get all that with that bad eating. It catches up with you now, will definitely affect you later. Okay, So financial literacy. I just told you about that. Mutual funds. Okay, I'm gonna break down mutual funds. I'm gonna give you an example. What is a mutual fund? Now, mutual funds have been here forever. Then the new jack came on, and it's called ETF, exchange traded funds. I know these a lot of words. A lot of y'all. That's why I'm going to give you examples and paint pictures so I can break it down to you. Like my mom said, break it down to me, Junior. Don't come into all these words these white people put out. What does it really mean? So at the Henderson Financial Group, we like to teach not just with words, with meaning. So that's why I like math rules. That's why I like to, talk in pictures so it can explain to you. Okay, so let's go to mutual fund. So I'm gonna tell you, that's all I used to buy some mutual funds. I don't buy mutual funds anymore. I like the ETF, and I'm gonna tell you why. And like I said, never investments is always now or later. When you buy a fixed index annuity, you invest in it now, but it's later. If we all are farmers, believe it or not, we don't look at like farmers. We planting or not planting. And if you don't plant later, you ain't gonna have no harvest. That's it. And a lot of people eating up all their seeds. They eat all their nuts and don't even put none away. And you gotta always be able to plant something. You gotta have something, because being in America and be black, poor, and broke, man, you in trouble. You in the back of the line. So that's something you should be allergic to. You don't want to do that. You want to always have something. Save $10 a week or something. Do something. Have something. Okay, so let's talk about this mutual fund. Oh my God, time is flying out. Okay, I mean, I said, I'm gonna continue this financial literacy because there's so much, especially kids coming out of school with master's degrees, bachelor's degrees, don't even know what a mortgage is. So we're gonna talk about all that, okay? But let's go to mutual funds first, because I got to give you a concept. I need y'all to get this. Because a lot of y'all work for employers, jobs, Dade County, a city, Broward, or whatever state you're in, and your 401k is in a mutual fund. You don't even know. It's in a mutual fund, and they know mutual funds cost a lot of money and cost you a lot of money, but you don't see it. So if you don't see it, you don't think it's there. And I always told y'all, just because you don't see it, don't mean it's not there. You will see them cameras. They there. The robbers, all these robbers on the street doing stuff, think nobody don't see them. Just because you don't see it, don't mean don't see you. That's universal law. Just because you think the spirit, the God, the creator didn't see, because you can't hide. And that's what you really don't want to hide from, something that you don't understand, but it's there. Okay, so mutual funds. A mutual fund is a gathering of different companies that you can invest in. Now, I'm gonna give you some pictures. Imagine you walking into the grocery store and you get a basket. You can get a little basket because you ain't gonna buy a lot. That's a small mutual fund. Or you can get the basket that you push, a stroll, you push, because you're gonna buy a lot of you're gonna buy a lot of groceries. And the more money you come in and spend $500. That means you're gonna get a whole lot of groceries because you're gonna have a party. So that means that's a big fund, a big mutual fund. So you got big mutual funds, and then you have little small mutual funds. That's when you probably want to just get a few items. You don't have to get that big basket. You can just get the little tote one. So that's a fund. So the fund is, and let me walk this through because I got to make sure y'all get this. So let's say you go in and you want some cereal, and you go get Kellogg's or General Mills or whatever. Oh my God, don't talk about the cereal aisle too. Talk about the tater chips aisle, not a cereal. Lord, they got all kind of cereal. Ooh, okay, don't get me started on that. Okay, so let's say you got your basket, and you're gonna get some corn flakes. So you want to get Kellogg's. So when you get the Kellogg's and put it in the basket, that's one company inside your basket, inside of your fund. Let's call the basket a fund, F-U-N-D. A basket, it's a fund. They just came up with a name called a fund. They could have said a bag. What's in my bag? They could have said what's in your basket, but they called it a fund. And they call it mutual because it's just more than one. Mutual. You got there's a relationship, mutually understood. So that's why they call it mutual. These funds go together. So you get some Kellogg's, you get some cornflakes, you put that in the basket, the fund. That's only one company. And then you will go and look, I see James T trying to get in there. and then you'll go with some milk. You want to get some milk, we get some oat milk or just some fat milk or some skim milk or whatever. And then that company, a company that makes that milk, that's a company, you put that in the basket. So now you got two different companies in your fund. And then you want some beer. So you might want to go and get some Anheuser-Busch. So you invest money in Anheuser-Busch. You could either buy these individual companies, or you could buy one fund that have all these companies in it, one basket. And you can do that with $500. But you have all these you have 200 different companies in one fund. And it only costs you $100 a month, or $500, or $5,000, or $50,000, or $5 million, whatever you want to put in there. But the thing about it is, you have different industries and different products in one account, one fund. That's what's called a mutual fund. That's a mutual fund. Let me see my man here, James T. I see him backstage. I don't know if you want to cut in yet. James, you want to cut in? I don't know. I don't know if you want to get in yet. Let's see if I can get him in. Let me see if I can get him in here.
Hi, everybody. This is James T. And today I'm broadcasting live from Walt Disney World, Orlando. And I got to tell you, Rob, hey, we have been having a blast. What we've done here is a few months back, we selected 100 young people to come to Disney and bring their families. Because when you talk about legacy, when you talk about wealth and building, we've got to get our young people to realize that there's more out there than they can ask, think, or imagine. So I'm here in a room where I've met ambassadors. And as a matter of fact, Sonia Richardson from St. Thomas Aquinas, Olympian, track star, hey, all of these people, as a matter of fact, I just said hello to her and interviewed her. But what we really want our families to do is to inspire our young people to learn what we are learning and like what you're teaching. And that's why we have decided that we're going to be, hey, this year going on the road and sharing the word about wealth.
Oh, I love it, James. I love it, man. And it's called the Dream Program?
Dreamer, yeah, it's the Disney Dreamers Academy celebration, where 100 young people from all over the country has been brought here to listen to other people tell their stories and hopefully have them to dream big so that they can realize that there's more, so much more, to become engineers, imagineers, and to do things that Walt Disney World says it's what they're all about. And it's not magic. Hey, Rob, it's real life. You can be far more than you can ask, think, or imagine. And if we can get young people to believe that and to be able to dream big and see others who dream big. When I was just talking with Miss Richardson, I remember I interviewed her on 99 Jams when she was in high school. And here she went to the Olympics. And here she's now living in Atlanta. She's been in TV and sportscasting and all of that. So, hey, we want our young people to dream big. And of course, I'm just glad that we were able to be here today and we wrap up tomorrow.
Oh man, fantastic, man. And every year, I know last year you were on the air and you was there, and every year they bring 100 youth
families and their families from all over the country. And we had 4 to come from South Florida. We had 4 people to come from South Florida, and Hot 105, 99 Jam, CMG. We came up to support that celebration, and it's huge. It's huge because our young people can meet other young people who are also dreaming big dreams.
Now, what are the qualifications for being picked and being one of those 100?
What we asked them to do on our radio station is to fill out an application and send in the application. They have a questionnaire. They talk about their dreams, talk about what they're doing in the community service, because we know, Rob, that success comes through service. So if you're going to be a creative and you're going to create something that serves others, hey, that's what we want our young people to realize. That it's not just about the money. The money will come if you will create the product or if you will create the service. But you got to dream big.
That's what you was talking about earlier. Commitment and discipline, boy.
Come on, man.
Hey,
I'm going to let you wrap up and I'm going to get out. But I just wanted to check in and say to all of our viewers out there, let's continue to encourage others, because we know that we can have a better world than what we have if we will only do more than what we're doing.
I love it, man. Thank you so much, man. We miss you, man. We can't wait to see you when you
Hey,
come back on next Saturday.
much love, much love. All
Much
right.
love. All right, peace. All right, that's my brother from another mother. That's James T. Man, James, I told you, man, James is community oriented. That's what we have in common. Also, just love, growth, expansion, and peace and harmony. You know, harmony, man, harmony. Being in harmony when, and feeling really good when you're helping somebody else. You know. Okay, so I was talking about this mutual fund. I hope y'all picking up what I'm putting down. So really, mutual funds are really different products under one umbrella. They invest in it. Matter of fact, you can have a mutual fund that only specialize in technology. So in this basket, this grocery basket, this mutual fund, it would only invest in high tech like Microsoft, Apple, IBM, Amazon, Google, only companies that are in the tech world. You can have a mutual fund that says, I only want this mutual fund that invests only in utilities like FPNL, Florida Power and Light, or PPL, Pennsylvania Light, or Georgia Pacific Life. All 50 of the utility companies will be in this basket. Now, that's kind of conservative because utility companies probably not going out of business. So if you're a little risk adverse and you don't want to, you don't want your money to be going up and down, you might want to be in a utility fund, because the utility funds, we know we need them. We need the lights, we need the electric. So then you invest in all the utility companies in the whole country, different, but they all in one basket. That's a fund. All right. And you can also go through where you say that you only want to invest in banks. And in that fund, it has 200 different banks all around the country in that one fund. Or you can say you want a socially responsible fund, meaning that it don't invest in no beer, no wine, no Anheuser-Busch, no cigarettes, no tobacco, no sin, everything has to be clean. You can get another fund that says that I want to only invest. This mutual fund is a gold fund. It has 200 different companies that deal with gold. And here's another mutual fund that has 200 different companies in this basket that deals with silver. And here's another mutual fund that has 200 different companies that deal with electronics. Here's another mutual fund that deals with retail stores. Here's another mutual. Y'all understand? So mutual funds, it's so many, it's thousands of them, that actually you can get one that's a balanced fund that have a little bit of gold in it, has a little bit of high tech in it, has a little bit of utility in it, all in one basket. All in one basket has a little bit of this and that. And think of like the food items. And when you go in a grocery store, you have some dog food in there. You have some ketchup in there. You have some mustard in there. You have some bread product. You have some coffee in there. That's under one fund. So you can have a diversified fund. And then you can you can start at $500 down and pay $100 a month. Automatically comes out of your bank account, and you're investing in these companies. That's what a mutual fund is. Now, which one would you rather, a mutual fund or individual stock? Let me give you an example. Suppose you was getting ready to have a banquet and you was decorating the banquet hall. And a lot of times when you get ready to have a banquet and you decorating your banquet hall for your event, you probably want to have a centerpiece on each table. Now, this time you say, you think to yourself, are you going to have a basket of different fruit? Or are you going to have on each table an apple? So in this banquet hall, you decide on each table, the centerpiece is going to be apples. Or would you say everybody might not like apples? Some people might be allergic to apples. So why don't I go get a centerpiece that have apples, oranges, bananas, peaches, pears, assortment of fruit, rather than just putting one type of fruit there? Because if you do an assortment of fruit, it's more conservative. Plus, you got a better chance of pleasing everybody who gonna sit at that table of 10. If you just put an apple in, then You're taking a risk. So really, where's the risk? Is the risk more? Are you taking a risk of disappointing someone if you just put all apples? Or are you decreasing your risk if you put a fruit basket with apples, oranges, pears, peaches, bananas? Which one that you know that it's going to be there, something's going to be for everyone? Or are you just that sure? You got to be really sure, especially if you ain't talked to you. You know how many people going to come to that banquet hall, and 10 people sit at a table, and you got 100 tables. That's 1,000 people. You really know everybody going to like apples? Have you took a poll? No, I ain't taking a poll. So if you really want to limit your risk, which would you do? That's what investment. You say, okay, I'm scared. I don't want to take no chances. So instead of putting all money into the Apple, I'm going to buy a fund that have Apple in it and it has McDonald's in it. You know, in other words, I'm going to have a fund that have more than apples, oranges, peaches, grapes, whatever. That's diversifying, and that's lowering your risk. Now, so mutual funds, y'all got this. That's mutual funds is a gathering of different companies in one fund. Now, but mutual funds, let's say if you buy mutual funds trade, if you buy a fund today and it says it costs $10 a share to have all those companies in one basket, $10 a share, and you say, okay, I want to buy 100 shares. So you got to do $1,000. All right. And it's cost $10 a share. It's not a stock market open at 9:30. It closes at 4 o'clock everywhere. The Dow Jones, the stock market opens at 9:30 and it closes at 4. So you bought this basket of mutual funds for $10. So now the stock market open and they're off and running. And that $10 per share goes to $11. $11. Within 9:30 to 4 o'clock, it goes to $11. But by 4 o'clock, it come back down. Now it's at $10.20. You wish you could have got out of it when you bought it for $10 a share and it went to $11 a share. You wish you could have said sell. But in mutual funds, you can't do that. Mutual funds, you can only sell at the close, whatever the close is, whatever, because mutual funds go up and down. It's from 9 o'clock, 9:30, from 9:30 to 4 o'clock, the prices change like an auction. People buying, selling. But whatever it is, like musical chairs, at 4 o'clock, whatever the price is, if you want to sell, that's what price you get. Now, an ETF is everything, the same basket with different companies, like a fruit basket, an exchange traded fund. What is main the difference is, think of what I just said about a mutual fund. But the ETF is when that basket went from $10 a share and it went up to 11, you could say sell and get to 11. And the people who did not sell, when it goes back down at 4 o'clock and it's at $10.30, that's the value. That's the value of it there. Now if you ain't just day trading, if you're just gonna keep it, and it's okay, because tomorrow it's gonna open at $10.30, and then next day it may go to 11.30. But then by the 4 o'clock, it may come down and be worth $10.85. Mutual funds, you can only get out at the end of the close, whatever it ends with. Exchange traded funds, you could buy it 1 second and sell it the other one. You could. That's the major difference between, it's a big difference between what's an exchange traded fund and a mutual fund. And plus, exchange traded funds, the cost to get it is much cheaper than mutual funds. I hope I ain't confused y'all. I don't know. And I know I said a lot of words. I still got a lot of more. Next week we're going to talk about more financial literacy, because I want to talk about mortgages. There's a lot of stuff I want to educate y'all on, real financial literacy stuff, Now, I hope I didn't confuse y'all. If y'all got if y'all picked up what I was putting down, if you kind of understand, if you want me to repeat this stuff, I can repeat it. Just just say next week Saturday, let's go over this again because I really do want you to learn and get some understanding, and all your understanding and all your learning, get understanding. So if you learn anything, can y'all put a 1 in the post-it so I know that y'all heard me, or I didn't just sound like wah 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 wah. I really do want you to understand, because see, this is how I learned. See, I didn't learn. I got all these credentials, but I didn't learn textbook wise. I had to learn meaning. It's like when I was studying mutual funds and stock. I said, "Oh, that's like a fruit basket, and that's like a single fruit. Oh, that's like a hot dog. Oh, that's like a hamburger. Oh, that's like that's like eating something and it's sweet, but later on it's gonna hurt the stomach." I had to, this how I actually learned all this stuff, from real estate to insurance to stocks to oil and gas. I had to break it down and use metaphors and parables and pictures so I can really see it. Because, like I said, in America, man, they put all these vocabularies and terminologies, and you don't even know what that is. You're trying to figure it out. You're trying to learn, but it's a vocabulary word they put in there that you don't even know what that means. So how you going? So I had to hold on. What does this really mean? It's like the interlocutor of today is very good. Do you think so? And you do I think so? First of all, I don't even know what an interlocutor is. So how can I answer the question? Exactly. That's American education. That's not your culture. An interlocutor is someone who questions. Interpreter. I mean, come on. So a lot of the stuff when it comes to the financial field, they know you don't understand. They hand you these brochures, you at work, they tell you the pamphlet, you don't even know. They tell you to put your money in ABC fund. You don't know if it's a utility fund or government fund. When they say government fund, you know you ain't making nothing. You safe now, but don't wonder why all your money was in the G fund, the government fund, and your friend next door to you put the same amount of money and his fund was in the F fund, and his money done doubled over 5 years, and you still got the same little bit of money. Okay, that's because you had the G fund, and they know you don't know this. It's so bad out here. That's why you need the Henderson Financial Group. Call us 305-825-1444. Now, I hope you guys picked up what I was putting down. I think y'all did. Y'all say y'all. Hey, Denise Ward say it's marinated. I like that word, marinating. Matter of fact, I use that when I'm writing my book. And listen, I'm on a chapter now in my book that I write every day. That I'm talking about what is a growth stock, and I use the word. You got to let it marinate. A good growth stock changes. It has to change. It has to change. If it doesn't change, it's not really a good growth stock. And I went to start talking about McDonald's. They started McDonald's in 1940. Yeah. And it was, what, believe it or not, it was McDonald's barbecue. They weren't even focusing on 1940 when they started. The two brothers, it was McDonald's famous barbecue. Can you believe that? It wasn't McDonald's hamburgers, McDonald's saying it was 1940. By the time 1948, they said, holy cow, we selling more burgers than barbecue. So they dropped that barbecue. And then they started focusing on hamburgers. That was 1948. All it's going to be in my book that I'm writing. I'm talking about growth stock, how you have to grow, how you have to change. Going back to George Benson, everything must change. If you want to get a growth stock and it's not going to change and adapt and expand, you're going to have a company like a beeper company, which is going to go out of style. You got to continually evolve. Not only the growth companies, but you, me, and us, we got to evolve. We got to change too. We can't keep doing the same thing. We can't keep acting or wearing the same clothes. Or I mean, you got to change. You got to change your thought, mainly your mind. You have to evolve. One time we thought the world was flat. Now we learning differently. One time we didn't think no black people were in NASA, but then we watched this movie. What do you call it? Hidden Figures. And we seen a black lady was very instrumental in getting to the moon. We want to know that because you have to evolve and learn. But the system is not designed for us to think. It's designed for them to tell us what to think, but not how to think. And at the end, it's in financial group. We're thinkers. That's what we are. Okay. Listen, I got to go. I hope I ain't talk your head off. I want you to share. And we'll be back. We will be back here at the same time, same station next Saturday. And if you want to talk about your private situation, you're getting ready to retire, or you want to get some understanding, all you got to do is call 305-825-1444. That's all you got to do. You got to make that change. It'll be private. You can say, listen, I need to talk to Robert. I need to do a Zoom or a conference call. If you don't want me to see you, just call me. I ain't got to see you. Just call me, do a conference call, and we have a conversation. And I'll tell you why would I do that? Because listen, let me tell you something. The more I help God's people, the more I help you, the more blessings I get. Not necessarily from you. They just come. People's like, Rob, why you get so lucky? Why people call you and this? Why you do that? Because I'm helping. I'm helping. And ain't nobody gonna stop me from helping. I'm helping. I'm helping. I love to help because the more I help, the more I serve, the more wiser I become, the more richer I become, the more fulfilled I become. And then other people, it trickles down and they get more wiser and they help their family. And that's the way it's set up. That's why we're here. That's why. So call 305-825-1444, make an appointment. Do a Zoom. Go on our website too, www.thehendersonfinancialgroup.com, www.thehendersonfinancialgroup.com. And you can have a lot of information there. Matter of fact, you can put your information in there and we'll get it and we'll call you and we'll set up a plan for you. Okay. Miss Lydia Mae Vickers, she says, I am a witness. That's right, man. Let me tell you something. I ain't lying. Just because you don't see it is here. Trust me. Your heart woke you up. You ain't wake yourself up. You was in a dream. So you got to believe. Now, some of you people don't believe, but I'm a holy believer because I came from, man, trust me, I believe. So I am going to help you, and I promise you. But you got to make the step. You got to do it. You can't keep leaning on your own understanding because we need each other. I learn all the time from different people, all the time, and I love it. I love somebody who's good at what they do, whether they cook, whether they can paint, whatever they can do. We're going to be friends. Talk to you guys later. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend and be safe out there, okay? And stop all this get rich quick. Plant a seed. Be farmers. Let it marinate. You got time. Love y'all. Peace. Have a wonderful evening.